I have to admit that I actually am a fan now of the Celtics, and they are like one of my teams. So
okay. Are they one of your teams or are they your team? What is it? Are they your
well,
team?
I feel that you can have two. I feel you can have two main teams.
You can't have two main teams.
Yes, you can. You can.
No,
you can have two.
No, you have to have one main team.
Well, I've got two main teams.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. Those are fire.
Courtesy of Pick'em Pros.
That's right.
Like and subscribe.
This is former Chicago Bear Desmond Clark. And y'all hear me on many podcasts, but when y'all hear me on Pick'em Pros, y'all know it's all about family. This ain't just business.
Now I hear these so-called pick'em pros have the nerve to predict a gentleman's sweep against our beloved Dallas Cowboys.
Mavs!
Oh, pardon me. I may or may not be sipping on a little bit of yak. That's neither here nor there first thing this morning. Point is, everybody knows that the true gentlemen are here in the state of Texas. Everything is bigger here in Texas. Our shots are bigger. Our houses and cars are bigger. Hey, our portion sizes are so large that Luka Doncic proceeds to get bigger throughout the season. Don't understand that, but anyway. Tune in tonight as all my rowdy Texas friends join these boys to give them a good old ribbon. Although I hear they still got the Timberwolves winning this series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. You know who it is. I am Derrick Thompson.
And I'm Diego Thompson.
And who are we?
We're the Pick'em Pros.
We are the Pick'em Pros.
Not Jerry Jones.
I've been talking about Jerry. We're the Pick'em Pros coming back at you in the house with a special episode of Who You Got, Father-Son Dynamic Duo, episode 94. Oh, man, it's been a huge week, man. It seems like that game 7 between the Nuggets and the Wolves was like a month ago. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy because I was on Sunday and we had a show. We didn't have a show because that was the day after our show. So
Right.
and then they've been two conference finals games in each series since then.
Yeah.
So it's just been, on to the next.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's crazy. But man, how you doing, my man? I see you had like a stretch lab session to get ready for this,
stretch lab session. Yep. Had a stretch lab session.
Okay, so that's how you get ready for the show.
Yep. Here to there, I go to the stretch lab and I come out feeling great. So,
all right. Well, I hope you're ready for it, man, because we got our Mavs fans here today, including our family. So we got Grandpa Lou Thompson. He'll be joining us in person next week. But man, he's been sending a lot of messages, talking a lot of junk. He can't wait to join us next week. Oof. He'll be here in person with us. He'll be sitting right next to me here as we have the show. He's already talking about his wardrobe changes for that show. Again, they live in Dallas, so they'll be here visiting us. Mm-hmm. And man, he's got the Stars jersey. He's got the Mavericks jersey. He's got the Texas Rangers jersey. He's got every Dallas jersey you could think of. He's gonna be switching out throughout the show, so it's gonna be a lot of fun with him. Yeah. We'll see where we are. Maybe we're sitting in a little bit better position then.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But we've got a great show for you here today. A lot of great topics. Obviously, the NBA conference finals are going on. We've got the varsity and JV, so we know all eyes are on the Mavs and Timberwolves. That is really something. We can't wait to talk about that. We got Julian, big Dallas Mavs fan, backstage, who we're going to be bringing on in just a moment when we get to that topic. He won a bet with us last week as the Mavs defeated OKC. So he's going to be showing off his new jersey that he got courtesy of Pick'em Pros. But then, man, we got a whole lot to talk about for this series because we made a bold prediction that is not looking good right now. But we'll talk about where that series is and where we're going, and hey, are we still confident and all that good stuff. So can't wait to get into that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be good to get into, man. Ready for it.
Definitely. It's gonna be great to get into. So hey, we see folks starting to pile in. Definitely leave your comments. So again, we'll dive into all the comments as we get to the end of each segment. We'll dive into those. So please comment as we go here. If you're on YouTube, we'll be able to pull your comment up on the screen. If you're watching us on Instagram, we'll try to keep an eye out. But if you want us to actually show your comment, go ahead and join us on YouTube, and we'll be able to pull that up. All right. And hey, big shout out to Kings. You can see the new logo in the bottom. We have a collaboration with them where we'll be filming there once a month, and we'll dive into that in a little bit. But let's not hold up anymore. Let's dive right into these topics. Let's not keep folks waiting. Let's dive right into it, and we'll go from there, man. All right.
All right, let's go.
All right, man. So we got the Celtics Pacers as our first topic here today. Let's see, man. We got, pull this up here. Celtics Pacers, man. Tell us about this. Halliburton, breaking news, is out today. He pulled his hamstring, so he's out. I don't think they had much of a chance anyhow. I think we both predicted this one to be a gentleman's sweep, although we didn't get much pushback on that one. What's the deal? Can the Pacers steal a game and make this a gentleman's sweep, or is this going to be just a good old-fashioned sweep?
Well, I have some breaking news, actually, that you probably didn't even know.
Okay.
This series is getting canceled due to the Celtics proceeding to beat down on the Pacers so badly that they didn't want to ESPN didn't want to sweep in the conference finals, so they're just handing it to the Celtics right now. So they're handing it to these guys, okay? 2024 NBA champions right here.
Okay.
On a serious note, I think the Pacers will not win another game. I thought that it would be a gentleman's sweep. I thought their best chance to win was game 2. If not that, they could maybe get game 3 when the crowd's really hype.
Yeah.
But with Halliburton out, I think they have no shot to win in Indy. So I just think Celtics will just roll past them and do a good old-fashioned full broom mop, sweep.
Yeah. I think this is definitely gonna end in a full sweep. I mean, not having Halliburton, basically takes them out of this series. And it's funny because we had again we have a lot of controversial posts. We went 2 years without being pretty chill, and now like in the last week, things have exploded. So I guess controversy definitely sells. But a lot of Pacer fans didn't like the fact that we said that who was more mad about the Pacers making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, the New York Knicks or ESPN? And ESPN actually won in our poll. So most people say ESPN was more mad since they had the exclusive rights to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I think we've proven to be right on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually the other TNT usually gets the East Conference Finals, but they switched it around this year, and they're getting lucky. This is one of the final years of them being, covering the NBA. So I mean, they kind of owed it. NBA kind of owed it to them a little bit to give them the good series.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a tough one. And so actually, I want to we've got another topic. I want to go into Porzingis, but I want to hit some of these comments here that we've got coming in. So first off, thanks for the love. Everybody was hyped for the show. So Silas is going to be joining us at the end to talk about top 5 dunkers, as well as we're going to go back and touch on the Nuggets there. Brandon's going to be joining us for Hoop News. So shout out to you. Josh Burke. Josh, big fan out of Cleveland. Love you, man. Thanks for joining us. All right. And then so Silas says Celtics in 4 without Halliburton, 0 chance. Yeah, no doubt on that. I think everybody's pretty much saying Celtics get this in a sweep. They go up 3-0. Good old sweep. Brandon, sweep there.
You can use. Some people prefer to sweep with a mop. Some people prefer to sweep with a broom. However you proceed to clean,
Right.
is the way Celtics will sweep with whatever.
Yeah. Man. Hey, shout out on IG. Hey, Stretch Lab, Holly Springs, we see you. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the comment there. We definitely have a lot that we want to collab and do with you. So thanks for getting Diego ready for the show today. So we appreciate you. And so Julian, who's about to come on next, is our next guest. Said Pacers had game 1 until Rick Carlisle struck again. So Julian, you're gonna have to go a little deeper on that when we bring you on. So I want to hear more of your take on that. Let's see. Silas said the Pacers kind of look like what the Hawks were in 2022. Yes, I absolutely agree. That's a great comparison, Silas. Draymond Green tried to say that the Knicks were similar to the Hawks back in 2022. And I don't think that was a good comparison because people forget the Knicks were in the playoffs last year. The Knicks made it to the second round last year.
And they were in the playoffs. Well, this was before, but 2 years before Brunson got there, they're in the playoffs too.
Right. Definitely. So, the Knicks are not a flash in the pan, but the Pacers are definitely in trouble because, they can't start giving guys, part of what Draymond's point is, okay, if you start giving these guys max contracts, you're not going to.
The Knicks is all these guys, they got these guys recently, so they're all locked up. So they can have them on whatever. They don't really have to worry about contracts. But the Pacers, you already paid Halliburton like $260 million.
Right.
They have Siakam probably, which they've got to pay. TJ McConnell, like Obi Toppin, Turner,
Yeah. And hey, on IG, big shout out to Stuart, man. Stuart Marshall, dude, you are truly one of our day ones, man. Stuart likes and comments on every single post we put out. So don't think we don't notice that, man. We really appreciate love and support from you. He said huge game. He's watching from downtown St. Pete. So shout out to you, man. Definitely big shout out to you. All right. Let's see. Silas said, wait a minute. No, we got Sarush said, just watch how Pacers will win game 3. Hey, man, you know what? I think most of us wouldn't have been surprised if the Pacers got game 3, but with Halliburton being out, though, Sarush,
he's there facilitator. I don't know who's going to lead the team.
That's the thing. Now, on the flip, we know how Boston is, right? So we know Boston, they don't do well with, once they get up, they'll let their foot off the gas for sure. Those fans paid a lot of money for those tickets. You know what I mean? And so it's Saturday night. They're gonna come out and give effort. You know what I mean? They're not just gonna lay down, but the talent gap is just so big. Hey, I'd love to see it go further. Hey, we don't want to see a sweep. So
I would love to see a sweep.
You want to see a sweep. You want to take attention. You want to focus on Boston and take attention off the other series. So I know what you're doing.
Good old sweep.
I know what you're doing. All right. Now, awesome comments. Let's see. Brandon said only way Celtics don't win is if Porzingis is not healthy. Yup. Let's see. Ooh, TJ McConnell legacy game. He's been doing his thing. He's been playing, man, and he played great D on your guy. No. I'm talking about back in the Knicks. The Knicks.
How was he guarding Tatum? But Brunson.
Yeah, Brunson. Yeah, he did a good job there. Did a good job there. Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Did a good job. So hey, let's switch topics here. Josh actually is segueing us into resting KP until the finals because we actually are going to touch on that real quick before we bring Julian in to talk about the Mavs here. But Porzingis, let us know. So Josh, you already gave your take on the fact that you think they should rest Porzingis until the finals. What do you think? Should they rest Porzingis to the finals, or should they start to inch him in? Because if they rest him, he's going to be extremely rusty. What do you think?
I think they should play him. If they go up 3-0, then they should play him in game 4. At least get him a few minutes. Or even if it's 2-1, I think they put him in there to close out the series. I think they should play him game 4 and then give him a game or 2, maybe if they lose one, to get him shake the rust off a little bit until the finals.
Yeah. So game 4 would be Memorial Day. That would be Monday. And if they sweep, man, they're gonna have a week and a half off because
I think they should get him at least some action. He hasn't played since the first game 3 of the first round.
Right, because game 1 is not until Thursday, June 6th. It's not until Thursday, June 6th, and that's already set. The final schedule is already set, so that's not changing at all. So yeah, and we'll get to see more comments on that for him. Man, that's a tough one because we know with the calf injury, everybody's scared of what happened with KD, several years ago. So that's touchy. I personally feel, and I'm probably on an island with this as I can be a lot of times. I actually don't like Porzingis being in their starting lineup. It's especially when they get to the next round. They're going to have their hands full with either Dallas or Minnesota. They're going to go against the defense that they haven't seen because both teams have lockdown defense now. It's crazy that the Mavs are like a lockdown defense team, but they're proven to be that, right?
I mean, with Lively and all the people, they're locking down. They're doing a great job defending Minnesota.
That's crazy how that's happening. We'll talk about that in a second. But the Celtics, I like how they play with Horford. I really like how they play with Horford. I feel they're a tougher team, and when they go to their bench, to be able to have Porzingis on the bench again, I don't think they'll do that unless they're really trying to protect that injury. But I feel from a flow wise, having him come off the bench, I think the Celtics would be a much better team. So if they ease him in, I have no problem with them easing him in and giving them a few minutes, but I think they should do that and bring him in off the bench. So we'll see what happens there. But Silas is saying you give him 10 to 15 minutes, give him 10 to 15 minutes a night and try to ease him back in. So I think that's a great approach. Well, hey, Julian, man, can you hear us? You ready to join us and talk about this series? All right, okay, cool. I see you back there. All right. Well, hey, man, let's switch and let's get into the series that we've been waiting to dive into. So let's bring our guy. Let's adjust our screens here and bring in our man Julian. What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Oh, man, doing well. We're hanging in there, man. We looking shaky on this gentleman sweep prediction, man.
Oh man, I see it. I see you guys predicted that. Like I said, I predicted a sweep or a 5. Mavs in 5.
Yeah. You predicted. Yeah, you very confident about this. So you predicted Mavs in 5, man. So what? And you said this even while they were still playing OKC. You felt, if I remember correctly, you felt that. Really, I think Boston was the only team that gave you concern. If I remember, I think you were confident even if you guys were to face the Nuggets.
No, I knew we were going to face the Timberwolves.
Okay.
I was saying, Boston is going to be a tough team to beat. They might give us.
Okay. So, man, what is it about? What did you see, and what is it that made you so confident? Because there were definitely a lot of people picking the Mavericks, but unless people were, trying to be outrageous, I don't think many people were seriously thinking that it would be a short series with the Mavs winning. What did you see to make you feel that way?
Well, I mean, it's a duo between Kyrie and Luka, and most of their big men, Kat and Gobert are the defenders, are the main defenders team, and most of the time, Jason Kidd draws up the plays to either Luka or Kyrie to drive in,
right?
Bait Gobert or Kat, and mainly throw it off to the 3 or someone go for an oop. And I was watching, game 1 and 2, and there was times where they did that play, maybe 5 possessions in a row, did the same play.
My gosh, it was like Diego, man, you were losing your mind. Every time
how do you get this, especially at this point in the playoffs? Like, how do you let a team get their best playoff multiple times in a row? Like that's That's crazy to me how they let him do that.
Yeah, that's wild, man. But hey, they're pulling it off. So as they transition to Dallas, the Mavs have, although I mean they've got great fans, right? We clearly know that, but the Mavs tend to they're not invincible at home. You know, at home they I don't know if they let the foot off the gas or whatever. But what happens to the Mavs at home sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few games this season where we gave it away at home. Yeah, I'm not sure what there is to it, but it felt at times during the season we were better on the road, than at home. But seems to me we're better at home now in the playoffs. You know, they play a little bit more smooth. You know, with the audience cheering for them and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be not even close at home. I think we're gonna go for a sweep now.
They go for a sweep.
Two position games. I think we're gonna end up blowing them out one game and beating them another in a sweep.
Okay. Now, Diego, we haven't really talked about that. We watched the game. It was a little quiet after the game, but we really haven't spoken off camera on this much. What's your take on this, Diego?
I still believe Minnesota's gonna come back.
Okay.
So I still believe in Minnesota. I think they're the better team. I think they got robbed of the last game because Kyrie clearly fouled McDaniels at the end of the game, but they couldn't review that. They could only review the out of bounds play. So, I mean, I feel like that was pretty pivotal in the game. And then Minnesota was missing a bunch of threes. They couldn't buy a bucket. Ant-Man wasn't as aggressive in the second half. And the thing I'm seeing, like with Rudy Gobert, like he's playing awful defense. Like I don't know why, but like he's supposed to. I don't expect him to guard Luka at the 3-point line, but that happened and whatever. But I expect him to at least defend the rim. Like if someone's throwing a lob over him, he's supposed to at least try to contest it. He's just standing there and taking it. Like, at least put your hands up. Like
or on that last play, it was like the one thing you couldn't do was give up the three. Like just get on the side and say, "Hey, Luka, go ahead and lay the ball in." Like, but you can't sit there and try to guard and move your feet like you're gonna stay in front of Luka. Although Luka's not the fastest guy, but Gobert's not gonna stay in front of him. Why he sat there and tried to actually guard him is beyond me. But hey, it is what it is. You got to give credit to the Mavs. For it even being in that situation. So although, they need to change the rule where you can look at the whole play, definitely not going to put this on that. Minnesota had their chances and just did not execute and didn't convert. So, I mean, man, hey, the Mavs have been taking it to them. And Ant-Man, we got to talk about Ant-Man. So Ant-Man, hey, he put the gauntlet out there. He said, hey, I'm checking Kyrie. And man, he's up here getting oxygen, and it's looking like a totally different story. Julian, got to kick it to you, man. What's going on with Ant-Man?
Man, yeah, he's just too inexperienced, playing at someone that high of level, trying to guard Kyrie the whole time, and keep up with him, and he's like 10 years older than him and can't keep.
Man. Now, it's crazy because when we set our gentleman sweep prediction, and I said that the Luka Kyrie combo was overrated as far as the combo. Now, I wasn't talking about individually. That's undebatable. But the fact that they both have, an ISO type game, although they're great passers, but it's, your turn, my turn. Typically, the your turn, my turn doesn't work. But man, these first two games, it's been a thing of beauty with the my turn, your turn, because literally one of them will have it go in the first half, the other will have it go in the second half, and hey, they've been making it work. So we definitely have to give them props for that.
Yeah,
perfect. It's perfect how the way it's going right now for us.
Yeah.
They're on top.
For sure.
Well, if the Mavericks won, Kyrie in Boston again for the finals would be ridiculous.
Dude. That's
the fans don't like him that much. So
yeah, there's that, and then there's also Porzingis, Dallas. Yeah, you got that too. So I mean, there'll be no, it's going to be a ton of storylines. I mean, just if you get Indiana out there, which are here, no shout to Indiana.
That would ruin the NBA for.
but no matter what it is between those three teams, man, it's the storylines are going to be crazy. So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So I want to talk about Dirk and Luka here in a second, but let's get to some of these comments because we got some cool ones, and then we have something else that everyone can put comments on in here for. So we've got Josh. Josh said, "What's going on with the Wolves, man? Go Mavericks, Luka Magic." So Josh has the Mavs in 7. So we're having technical difficulty with Julian, but we'll bring him back. Josh has the Mavs in 7. So shout out to you, man. Looking good so far. And then Summer said Diego with the Luka the Don jersey. So yeah, you definitely. Julian had the Luka jersey. Luka had Julian, had the Dirk jersey, but Diego saying Luka the Don. And then let's see. Mom Duke said Mavs in 5 max. Cupcakes are coming. Okay, so moms, definitely looking forward to cupcakes anytime. Definitely want to eat your cooking anytime. So, fun fact. Your grandparents, my parents live in Dallas, and they're actually going to be here with us next week. So they've been talking a lot of junk. So really excited about that. Okay, Julian, we got you back on.
All right.
So, hey, let's go into a fun topic here, man. Luka Dirk. And I don't even know. Well, we maybe touched on this a little bit, but man, give us your take, man. Now Dirk's got a ring. Dirk's a made man with that. Luka might have one in a couple weeks, but as it stands right now, hey, who's better, Luka or Dirk?
Man, well, I hate to say it, everyone here in the city of Dallas loves Dirk for what he did for us.
Mm-hmm.
Dirk did a lot for Dallas, but yeah, I mean, I think we're starting to see how Luka's way more skilled than he ever was. At any point of his career. I think Luka's the most skilled basketball player in our entire planet. I hate to say it, but I think Luka's way better than Dirk already.
Okay. Okay, before we go to that, because I got to go to Diego and get your take. But man, how does Luka get his shot off being so slow?
Man, I think it's like different,
Well, no, I want Julian to answer that, and then we're gonna go to you, Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean his pace, his pace is so slow. You know what he's about to do before he even does it. And
yes.
I guess everyone's just used to, driving in and throwing up a shot, or driving in trying to fade away at a high speed. But Luka does it all in like slow motion, and I guess you never know when he's gonna throw the shot up. And I think that's what makes it hard to guard is you never know when he's gonna actually shoot the ball until he actually does it. And I think that's what makes it impossible to guard.
All right. Yeah, man. Total beast. Okay, Diego, who you got, Luka or Dirk?
I think Dirk. I mean, he got the championship 2011 over the Heat, LeBron's Heat, and then they beat like Kobe and the Lakers, KD, Harden, Westbrook and the Thunder, and I think who else they beat? They beat like the Spurs too.
They beat
Portland.
Yeah, Portland.
Portland. Okay.
Still like that road, and then Miami.
Crazy road.
Miami, LeBron. He didn't have any other all-stars on the team, so he had to just like put him on his back. So he has the championship that Luka does not have.
Yeah.
He has MVP. Does he have 1 or 2? I don't know, but I know he has at least one MVP.
Yeah, he's got one.
One MVP, and just so skilled. And I disagree with Luka the best, most skilled player in the world. I don't think he's even the best skilled person on his team. So I think Kyrie's more.
Kyrie, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to say more than Kyrie. Yeah, because Kyrie, oh my gosh, the English and all that. It's just sick. Yeah, that's nasty. It's pretty ridiculous what they have there with that combo. I'd say Dirk. Again, hey, but thing about Luka's still writing his story. So Dirk is, done. Luka's still so Luka can overtake him for sure. If he gets a chip or two, he can certainly overtake him. I still for now got to go, man. Dirk. A lot of people don't remember just how nasty Dirk was, man. He patented that one-legged, fade away. Started the stretch 4 revolution. Was just a bad boy. And also, okay, if we're gonna nitpick a little bit, Dirk took care of himself. You know what I mean? So we know how Luka, how long is Luka gonna last? Hey, he's getting away with it. He's young, you know what I mean? But at some point, look, that's gonna catch up with Luka, man. So I hope for just the city of Dallas' sake, he can be around as long as possible and eventually get himself in shape, just so simply he can play longer. You know what I mean? He can clearly, with his style of play, he can be as out of shape as he wants to. But I think for longevity, he's gonna have to step that up. So hopefully he can do that before he gets a little later, man. Well, hey, Julian, man, before we let you go, dude, man, it's a pleasure going back and forth with you. We have to have you on again as the Mavs continue to ascend, man. But hey, let us see that jersey, my man.
Oh, here we go.
All
There's
right. Nice. Rocking the Dirk throwback jersey there, man. That's sweet. And hey, man, I understand your son had a birthday, man. What size is your son?
He's size 7 in kids.
7 in kids. Okay, so that means he can probably wear a youth extra small, right?
No, I think small. Mm-hmm.
Small. Okay.
Yeah.
Small. All right. Okay. We'll see, man. Because I got this here, man. It's a hoodie in white. This has not come out yet. Nobody's ever seen anything in white with Pick and Pros. It's normally black. And then on the back of it, it's got the mic big like that, man. So we got a little something, man, to send to little man. You know what I mean? So we'll get that. We'll get that to you, man. See if he can rock that for us.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. I think I want to thank you for everything, man. It's a great experience talking to you guys.
Hey, no doubt, man. Man, it's fun talking to you, man. We appreciate the time, man. And hey, enjoy the series and get your popcorn ready for tomorrow.
Oh man, I'm ready for it. All right, I'm ready.
All right. Sounds good, man. We'll see you later.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Great having Julian on, man. That's what we love about the show, man. Yeah. Again, we talk junk, we go back and forth, but everybody know it's in fun, and it's fun to actually get the serious takes from our subscribers. So we love that. All right, well, hey, let's get to some of these comments before we bring Brandon on and talk about some of the latest hoop news that some of you may or may not know about. And then we're also going to have a WNBA update as Brandon is our resident expert there. Hey, shout out to Christopher. We see you, my man. Shout out to you. Thank you on IG. Appreciate love and support from you. Another day one for us. So Brandon, who's about to join us, said he still has Dirk. Yeah, man, it's hard to go against Dirk. Dirk. Okay. So a lot of people on Dirk. Again, Luka, you can't say enough great things about Luka, but his story is still being written. So we'll see what if he can actually pull it off this year. So that would be crazy.
If he gets a chip this year, then you probably have to give it to him. I mean, with how close it is now, even with Dirk having a chip and MVP.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, and our guy Christopher said Kyrie versus Celtics, which that's gonna be crazy, is inevitable, like Thanos. Great take. Yeah, love that. All right, man. Well, hey, let's get into some hoop news and let's bring our guy Brandon back on here. We got to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers firing their coach, JB Bickerstaff. A little bit of a controversial firing there. So let's bring our guy Brandon back to the stage. What's going on, my man?
What's going on?
Hey, man, happy to have you. Thanks for joining us back to back, man. You're a regular Pick 'em Pro, man.
Thanks.
All right. Well, hey, man, we like to. I find myself now because you're definitely always in the trenches of everything and knowing what's going on. Now, obviously, you're making me lazy because now sometimes I don't even look stuff up myself. I'll just message you. And like, hey, Brandon, what's going on with this topic right here? So it's great to be alive with you, man. But what's your take on the Cavs firing of JB Bickerstaff?
Shocking. Like it's kind of amazing that the way coaches getting fired nowadays around the league.
Mm-hmm.
Not just JB Bickerstaff, but also Frank Vogel. Seems now like coaches getting fired like it's the NFL.
Yeah,
They have like short attention spans almost. And it's like it's hard, like can't win a championship overnight. Stuff's gotta take time and build. No, it took, Mike Malone 7, 8 years with the Nuggets before finally, winning a title. So I don't know. Hopefully Cleveland finds a good coach. I thought Bickerstaff did an exceptional job, building that team and building the team from like where he started from to like what he had last year. I mean, this past year. I mean, like only thing missing from that team was like a wing player. I believe they would have been there, like if they had added like a wing player to that team.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Diego, I've got a follow up, and we've got some comments from Josh, who lives in Cleveland and is a big Cavs fan who actually likes the firing. So we're going to kind of look at some of his comments and dissect those because I love the opposite opinion here. But Diego, let's get your take on the firing before we do that. What's your take on the firing of Bickerstaff?
I don't think it's a good fire. I think that first of all, like if you're gonna fire him, then who are you gonna bring in? Like, I mean, they're not getting Spoelstra or like someone like that. So I mean, I think Bickerstaff did a good job. Like if you look at the improvement, 2 years ago they had just Darius Garland there with like Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. They lost in the play-in. They were the 9 seed.
Yep.
And then they get Mitchell there the next year, and then they go to the 4 seed. They lose in the first round to Brunson. Like that's fine. And then they exceed that, go to the second round, and then lose to the best team in the NBA. So I mean, there's no really shame in that. I feel like, and Mitchell wasn't hurt, so he was hurt, so you didn't really get to see what they could do with him there.
Right.
And I think they should have just gave it another run because I think he definitely was not the problem. They and continuity is a big thing too. Like them being together and just growing together and getting better is a good thing.
Yeah, I think Denver's a great example that you both mentioned. Just what if Denver would have
tore his ACL, and then after, and they hadn't really got over the hump yet.
Right. Yeah. So Denver, they were patient with their coach. I think that's a great example. So one comment that Josh says, so Josh likes the firing. He's in Cleveland again, avid Cleveland fan, been to a lot of Cavs games, so love his take. Josh doesn't like the fact that they didn't start Morris against Boston. So I think that definitely was a key there. Brandon, any thoughts on the lineup? Bickerstaff not starting Morris.
To be fair, he got there like I would say like midway through the year. So it's hard to it's hard to just throw anybody in mid-season and be like, okay, we're gonna start this guy over, let's say a Strus, somebody that's already knows the system. And then like that's why I say go back to like the team finding a wing player for them to like maybe like a Paul George or type in the offseason. Kind of like, hey, let's go get him and maybe like let's run it back with around the piece of that guy. Because they had to find somebody that's like a 20-point scorer besides Mitchell, somebody that can create their own shot, not just like spot up and shoot or catch and shoot. So like, because the standard is the Celtics. So it's like, okay, if our stand in the East is the Celtics, it's like, okay, what are the right moves can we make so that way if we play against the Celtics again, we have a better shot at knocking them off. Yeah. So like that's pretty much the message out in the East.
Yeah. I agree. So Josh, man, I know you don't want Bickerstaff there. You've been saying that for a while, man. But yeah, we all think they should have kept Bickerstaff. Now, at the same time, we can't cry too many tears for Bickerstaff. He is going to get paid, and he will get another coaching job also because whenever coaches are let go like that, and you know that it really wasn't their fault, and you actually saw progression, he will get another coaching job. So he'll land on his feet with another head coaching job, and the Cavs are going to be paying him for a few more years. So he's going to be okay. But we'll
Not
see.
even happy.
He might be, but they clearly he and Mitchell, weren't on the same page, and they chose Mitchell over him. So that's kind of where that went. And then Silas, the great comment here, said the Cavs did not need to do this. The firing of coaches is just ridiculous nowadays. Yeah, that definitely seems to be the consensus there. So Brandon, while we have you, man, we want to touch on and kind of educate a lot of folks that's watching, because they may not know a lot of the details about the NCAA paying players. So it looks like now the schools are able to directly pay the players. But when people see that headline, I don't think they understand exactly what that means. We know about NIL. We know that there's the name, image, and likeness deals where players can have commercials with certain corporations and whatnot. And that's used as a recruiting tool, clearly. But now with the schools able to pay the players directly, what exactly does that mean? Is it just a bidding war in the Wild Wild West to see who has the most money, or is it different than that?
It's basically revenue sharing.
Okay.
Like, so I guess it's like, I think the way they got it out to where it's like, okay, I think it's like 20 million for each player at each different school. So it's like they get a revenue share of 20 million toward each player. So I think the ultimate goal here is like for the players to have a player union, kind of similar to what the NBA has, where it's like they speak out on stuff that has to deal with like, anything that deals with the NCAA, try to fix any issues in NCAA. So I think the ultimate goal is like having a players union.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's and Diego, I know you read up on this too. Anything else? That's pretty much what you saw, that it's a revenue sharing?
Yeah, it was like really deep. I didn't read the whole thing. I just saw like they're paying players, and I don't quite remember the rest, but it's gonna be cool for future college athletes, get paid and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're smiling because you're gonna be one of them. So you looking forward to getting paid? Okay. Okay. You're looking forward to getting the bag in college. Yeah, and I think this helps the I guess all players, makes it equal to where those that aren't able to get an NIL deal can still be compensated. So that's really the gist of a lot of where this is coming from. So to transition, Brandon, to one more topic while we have you. So we've got the WNBA. Again, Caitlin Clark is tearing it up from a number standpoint, but again, they weren't winning. And we talked last week about her potentially getting frustrated. I believe they lost their first 5, but then they took a trip to LA and finally got that first win. But just stay with the topic of WNBA. How would you rank? What are your top 3 teams in the WNBA right now? Because a lot of the casual fans, they know of maybe the Aces and they know Caitlin Clark, but kind of enlighten us a little bit. Who are the top 3 teams in the W?
Right now, if you rank them based on right now, you have to give credit right now to Connecticut as number 1. They're off to a 4-0 start. Okay. Obviously, for them, it's just getting over the hump. Like, they're one of those teams where it's like they're one of those teams that's like, if we could just get healthy and we can get over the hump, maybe. I think it takes for them to knock off either New York or Vegas in the playoffs for them to even get back to the finals. Ooh. So they're a good enough team to kind of like, if there's a team out there that could spoil a Aces Liberty finals rematch, it would be the Connecticut Sun.
Okay.
I would still put New York and Vegas in there just because of them being there and understanding the road to the finals.
Right.
And understanding like, hey, we've been there, done that. But another team that that's knocking on the top 3 ranking is Minnesota. The Minnesota Lynx, led by, Nafisa Collier and Coach Reeve, they kind of running. This is kind of remind you of the Tim Duncan San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
Where it's well run.
Yeah.
They move the ball well, team oriented basketball.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I hadn't thought of the Lynx. Yeah, and I know they've got the player out of Utah. I can't think of her name, but the player out of Utah that they drafted this year. So Diego, I think you looked at you had a list of top 3 WNBA teams. What was your list?
Yeah, I had the exact same thing as
Really?
Brendan. Yeah, I had the Suns. They're off to a 4-0 start. So
Okay.
they're the hottest team, so I had to have them in there.
Okay.
And then the Aces, they're the back-to-back champs.
Yeah,
so they definitely, and they've only lost 1 game this year, so definitely got to have them in the top 3.
Okay.
And the Liberty, they have Sabrina Ionescu, who was shooting with Steph Curry at All-Star Weekend. Yeah. And they got the MVP, Brianna Stewart. So I mean, they have a good team, and they're in the finals last year.
Yeah. Now, what about what about Chi-Town? What about the Chicago Sky, man? They've got now Cordoso hadn't played yet, but how's Chicago looking?
I haven't really been keeping track of them as much as the Fever, but I think I think they've been doing pretty good.
Okay. Now I know Cordoso is back, and man, we can't wait for the matchup though. That's going to be huge. Isn't that Saturday next week where they play?
Yes, I think
Chicago.
So.
Okay, yeah, Chicago and Indiana. So that's going to be big. That's
they said Cardoso's coming back. So
okay, yeah. So we're going to have to get a time on that. And
it's noon.
It's noon. Okay, it's early. Okay, is it? Do you know if it's in Chicago?
Or is it Indiana? I don't know for sure.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to verify that. We'll have to check. If anybody watching can look that up, let us know where that is. We definitely want to catch that. So hey, Brandon, man, before you go, man, we were just talking about Chicago real quick. So we got the big showdown, man, next weekend, next Saturday. Looks like it's at noon. We've got Chicago Sky versus the Indiana Fever. Clark Reese, rivalry renewed. Man, looking forward to that. Do you happen to know where that one is? We're trying to get a check on that.
I
don't know.
It may have been. Let's see. Try to check it out right now.
Let's see where that is, man. But you think Chicago? So when they get Cardoso back, is Chicago going to be in the mix, or are they still need more pieces?
I think they'll be a playoff team.
Okay.
And they might not be like top 4, top 5, but I can see them being like 7 or 8.
Okay.
Due to the competition in the W.
Right. Okay.
So the game is going to be in Indiana.
Yeah.
So June 1st. It's going to be June 1st. So
Saturday. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a unique experience because these are 2 polarizing rookies we ever had in the W.
Yep.
So, and for me, I think it's like I felt like I kind of want them on the Team USA team together.
Yeah.
Because of like how popular they've been before season started, since they played, when they're gonna play, June 1st. Mm-hmm. So I think it would be good for the W to have both of them represent, USA team for the Olympics, because they're only gonna bring more, viewership and merch to an audience.
Yeah,
old and new. And I know a lot of people saying like, to address the elephant in the room on the Caitlin Clark situation. My advice to the people that, my advice to them is like, let's stop worrying about who they chose to drive the car.
Mm-hmm.
and just focus on enjoying the ride to the top.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a lot of jealousy, kind of hate going on there. I've used the comparison before. It's very similar to when Tiger Woods broke into golf, broke into the PGA. And a lot of people, a lot of the old guard, a lot of the current players didn't like that because you had this new guy that was getting a lot of attention. And let's be real, he was getting a lot of attention because he was a different race than the players that were there. You know what I mean? And now the same thing is happening, but it's on the opposite side here, in the W. But, over time, everybody will understand that and, just enjoy the benefits of what's going on. And, a lot of those that were hating on Tiger when he first came in, then were the biggest, supporters of him once their pockets got fatter. Because those, the prize money was going up in all those tournaments. So I think, it's very similar to that and what's going on there. Yeah, man. Well, hey, Brandon, man, again, we appreciate the support, man. Appreciate you, being our resident expert in so many different topics, man. You're welcome anytime, my man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, man. We'll catch you later. Thank you, Brandon.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. And Silas, we see you backstage, man. We're about to bring you on next. All right. So, hey, we got great few more topics here to dive into before we get on out and let you check out the thrilling matchup between the Indiana Pacers and Boston Celtics. We know y'all are chomping at the bit to get to that. So we definitely have to cut this. We're going to have to cut this in a little bit so y'all can get to that matchup. But we got our man Silas that's going to join us. Before we bring him on, though, we got to make a again, special announcement about our show at Kings. We're going to be live at Kings 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from now, we'll be at Kings. Kings is a really great place. It's a bowling, arcade, dining establishment, but it's luxury. It's really, really nice. It's in the beautiful Midtown district of Raleigh, North Carolina. You can see their logo in the bottom. There's going to be a Pick'em Pros coupon code that you'll be able to use to get discounts on parties, bowling, all that type of stuff. So we're going to be rolling that out very soon. But we have a deal with them where we are filming once a month live there. The first one being in 2 weeks, June 8th, and we're going to be outside. So we're going to be right here in this district here. There's already a lot of foot traffic. There's going to be a crowd there, and we're going to have prizes, giveaways. The Friday swag will come back for that one. We'll have that giveaway at our live show. So definitely mark your calendars, and those that are in the area, we want you to come check us out and be a part of that special show. So we wanted to give a plug for that and shout out to Kings for collabing with us and doing this. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Well, hey, let's get to, man, our final guest here. Last but not least, let's bring Silas to the stage. What's going on, my man?
What's up, guys?
Hey, good to see you, man.
How you guys doing?
Doing great, man. Appreciate you coming at us from Canada here. And yeah, man, we've been going at it, talking a lot offline about these series. We are going to get into the top 5 dunkers. That was something we've been talking about offline, as we do a lot. But before we do that, we're going to talk about, and even before we get into the Nuggets meltdown, let's just get your take on the Mavs and Wolves real quick, because we've been talking about that, and that's a hot topic, and you're a huge basketball fan, basketball guy. A lot of people think, even those that picked the Wolves in the beginning, are now saying that the Mavs are going to finish this off. I believe you picked, would you pick the Wolves in 6 or 7 to begin with?
Yeah.
Okay. So you
6,
sticking
7.
with that?
Yeah. I mean, I have to stick with my guns, The Wolves are a great team, the Wolves have heart, right? They will go up there. The series is not done yet. I don't care if you're going back to Dallas. They're going back to Dallas to destroy them, okay? Wolves, 6 or 7. Anthony Edwards, he better start playing better, okay? I don't know what to do. Naz Reid, the best player I've ever seen. But, man.
He couldn't miss yesterday.
Yeah,
Man, Nas
That
Reed.
last one at the end.
Oh
but-
my gosh, he was on fire. I felt like if they could have just, given him a clean look, man, he would have definitely knocked it down. It's funny though, man. All I do have to say, right? Because again, we said gentleman sweep and whatnot, and a lot of people didn't like that too much. I know my dad's chomping at the bit to join us. So that's gonna be fun next week. I'll have him sitting right here next to me. But I've got to say, for the few fans out there that have tried to be a little disrespectful, y'all better pray that the Mavs finish this series off, because y'all don't want me to come back if they pull this off. And remember, I own a digital media company, okay? So I got a lot in my arsenal here. So please, y'all better pray they finish this off, because if they don't, I'm gonna have so much stuff in your feed. You're gonna have to turn your phones off, because it's gonna be nonstop.
Diego, take that chain off, Diego. You're a Warriors fan. Take that chain off.
I am. I'm a Warriors fan. This is just my pick. This is just temporary.
Man.
I'll be, you know who I got in the background. So
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll be back.
Oh man, that's funny, man. Now, appreciate your take on that, Silas. But hey, let's talk about that game 7 last week. It's crazy that was like a week ago. That feels like a month ago, because so much has happened since then. So it feels odd to even talk about it this state. But that was just an amazing game, with the Nuggets being up 20, and the Wolves, having the composure to come back. There's no debate that had to have composure, and they put some things in place to come back. But there is a debate on, okay, was it more of what the Wolves did or the Nuggets? Just give us your take, especially after it being a week or so to kind of settle on it. Just what's your thoughts on how that game unfolded?
Well, in my opinion, I think it's like a mixture of both. I think the Wolves did a great job with defense. But the Nuggets, they dug their own grave.
Yeah,
they weren't playing with that heart and the composure that they need to as a championship squad. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They were awful from 3. They chucked up way too many threes in that game, and it's a credit to the Wolves defense, because they couldn't get into the paint. The Wolves had those 2 giant guys, Gobert and Cat, But as a championship team, they had to have been better than this, right? Obviously, they lost pieces, right? Bruce Brown was a big piece. Lost a whole bunch of guys in the offseason.
Right.
But to blow the biggest lead in Game 7 history as a great team like the Nuggets, that's wild to me,
Yeah, that is wild. That is wild. What's your take on that, Diego?
Yeah, I couldn't really believe what I was seeing. I thought that it was definitely over at halftime, and then in the third quarter they got like 5 in a row. And start the third, but like then the Wolves just came back. I just couldn't believe it.
I
couldn't believe they did that.
You know what, Diego? Hold on. I just want to say one thing. I'll cut you off, but that was so funny, because to paint more of a picture of that, we're sitting in the man cave watching the game, right? And Diego fell asleep, so it was looking bad. We're watching it. It's halftime. I'm calling you out. It was getting late and whatever. Because, as a matter of fact, you got permission to watch the game. That was the whole
I did.
thing, right?
Then I was like, man, the one game I get to, watch in school night. It's gonna be a blowout.
Because it was Sunday night, it was a school night, had school and whatnot. It's toward the end of school, so it's tests and finals and all that. But anyhow, it looked like it was over. It was like, oh man, dang, these Minnesota, here they are dropping the bag. They're overrated, all of that, kind of similar to what how things are looking now. And then they would make a little run, and they even did this earlier. Made a little run, but then they automatically lost it, and it went back to 20. You're like, oh, okay, nah, they're not going to do it. I'm not going to get my heart caught up in this and then have it snatched out. But then finally, man, in that third quarter, they started to really chip away, and it was just it was really crazy how that happened. But it's funny, because what the Wolves did to the Nuggets as far as the Nuggets taking too many threes and the Wolves keeping them from getting in the paint. That's exactly what Dallas is doing to the Wolves. They're giving them a taste of their own medicine. They got the Wolves chucking too many threes now, and Ant-Man cannot get in the paint. That's what's frustrating them, because when he, drives, they got the second guy there, and it's like they're cutting him off, and they also know where he wants to pass it, and they're cutting that off. And then he's stuck, and then he's dribbling back out, and he's dribbling in, and it's like he doesn't know where
aggressive too.
Where to go. Yeah. But I feel that they're going to figure it out. I think they'll, have another day to watch film and figure something out, and have a good plan. And I also think right now it's too much pressure for them playing at home. I think they would have been better served starting the series on the road, where, all odds against them. And I feel that helped Dallas. It's different when you're expected to win. And now the tables are going to turn, and we're going to see what's going to happen. So I mean, Dallas obviously has the advantage. They only have to win 2 more games, and they've got an amazing duo now, clearly. So it's going to be an uphill battle, but it's going to be fun to watch, man. So, all right, well, hey, let's get into the final topic. Something that you brought to our attention as you were looking into the dunkers here. I want to definitely get into these, and I want to get the audience's thoughts on your top dunkers, but I know you've got your top 5, and then you got a bunch of honorable mentions because there may be some debate on your list here. So I've got let's go 5-1 of your top 5 dunkers, 5-1. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the first one and just kind of give us your synopsis here. So we got number 5.
Dominique Wilkins, he was a staple of dunking in the 80s, right? With the Hawks, he's one of the when you think of power dunkers, you think of Dominique, right? He was a staple. He's iconic, right? He was such a good dunker. And my list, the guy after this, it might be crazy to put over Dominique. It might be crazy, but Dominique's a legend. So he deserves to be on the top 5 list for me.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Dominique. Oh, so we got Dominique, number 5. We got, and hold on. So let me make one statement here. So see one person try to put something in the comment, putting profanity there. So look, this is a family show, right? Talk your junk. We love to talk junk. We love to do that. So definitely put your comments there. You just got to keep it clean, my man. So hey, we're not gonna block you yet, but go ahead and just keep it clean. That's the only thing we ask. All right. So let's go to. That was number 5. Let's go to number 4. All right. We've got this somebody that we don't know anything about. And I actually I'm going to share my screen and show some highlights of this dude. So tell you what, why don't we start with that? Let's show this guy here, because this is someone that none of us know anything about. This guy, DJ Stevens, can play this here.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh boy.
He gets up very high.
Wow.
He's a very good jumper, man.
Oh my gosh. His head was at the rim.
Look at this one. Look at that.
Oh boy.
That's ridiculous. So we'll stop there again. We'll have to share this clip out so folks can check that out. But man, tell us about this guy, DJ Stevens. I don't think any of us have ever heard about him.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about this guy, but not much. My brother really told me about this guy. Right? He is, in my opinion, one of the better dunkers I've ever seen. Like, he was an NBA player. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say first. He played in the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't know how long, maybe like a season or 2.
Right.
And then he went to the G League, and then he played overseas somewhere. But he actually had one dunk where he did a between the legs standing dunk off vert. It was one of the craziest things that I've seen. people might be hesitant to accept this answer of number 4 all time. You just got to like do more research into this guy. You know, like he's a phenomenal jumper. He can dunk really well. You know, and I've known about him for maybe like a year or two now. You know, and it's a fantastic dunker. Love that guy.
Wow. Okay. All right. I love that. Love that. And hey, Saroush and Brandon, we see your comments. We're going to get to those in just a second. Love both of those, by the way. All right. So yeah, thanks for enlightening us on DJ Stevens. I never heard of him. Didn't know he played in league, but yeah, man, just by looking at that highlight reel, my goodness, I wish he could have gotten into the dunk contest because he definitely would have made some noise. So your number 3 dunker.
Zach LaVine. And now some of you may ask, where is Aaron Gordon? Okay. Where is he? Zach LaVine's a better dunker. Okay. Aaron Gordon's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But Zach LaVine, I've never seen a man jump from the free throw line going between the legs or with like a windmill or something.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, ever. In that 2016 dunk contest, it was the greatest performance of 2 dunkers that I've ever seen.
That was nasty.
They went back to back every single time. And Zach LaVine, you know, it's just phenomenal of how high he can jump. I think he's like a 46, 47-inch vertical, something insane like that.
Goodness. Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever see someone jumping from the free throw line doing those types of dunks, ever. Ever.
Nah. And Zach, the way he glides in the air, and he's got those long arms, but I saw him jump in the air, glide, and like bring the ball behind his back, and it's like he was just still gliding.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was so nasty. Yeah, and it took a superhuman performance to beat Gordon. So Zach was about one of the only people that could beat him that year because Gordon was doing some amazing dunks. And it's a shame that he did not come away with a title out of the 3 times I think he entered the dunk contest.
Blame Dwayne Wade, okay? Blame Dwayne Wade. That guy does not know how to judge. He should never be invited ever again.
He did mess that up. Yeah. That's a great point. He did mess that up. Yeah, you are.
He jumped over Taco.
That's right. That's right.
Who's doing that?
You are definitely right about that. Okay. All right. Now this next one, number 2 dunker. Oh, you might get some heat for this one, man. I don't know, Silas. Let's go. Let's check this second one out.
I'm gonna go Michael Jordan.
All right, the legend, Michael Jordan, number 2. Talk to us.
The reason I say Michael Jordan is that he really was the pioneer of dunking. You know, there was Dr. J, who was also another pioneer. But Michael Jordan really brought together dunking, you know. I didn't think this was controversial. You know, he's a great in-game dunker. Mm-hmm. He won the dunk contest multiple times, I believe. And just the aura that this man has on the court dunking is absurd. Mm-hmm. You know, because you go back to those dunk contests, that man was flying, okay? Yeah. He was literally flying in the air.
Yeah.
Jumping from the free throw line, beautiful. Doing that cradle dunk too, like the Clyde Drexler, beautiful. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy was one of a kind, especially when he was younger too, right? Yeah. Especially when he was like 24, 23, 25, right?
Had the chain on and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's a whole highlight reel of him dunking on people too. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So in my opinion, he's one of the greatest dunkers of all time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. No doubt. And when I say controversy, because a lot of people will have him number 1. So that's why. That's why I say it, because, you know, Jordan's just the legend there. But the guy you've got number 1 is hard to argue. You know what I mean? That's right. Oh, that's right. He was in Toronto. That's right. He was in Canada as well. So, hey, how far are you from Toronto?
Amazing. Oh, from Toronto. Because, you know, I live in Manitoba, right? So that's I would say probably 6 hours maybe from Toronto. I have no idea.
Okay. So you're on the other. Are you more west, more north? Where like in the region of Canada? Because Toronto's more east and like kind of closer to the border.
Southern.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right.
So, yeah. But yeah, Vince Carter, in my opinion, he is the greatest dunker of all time.
He's a bad man.
He is iconic. It's like what he did was really just the most iconic thing I've seen. It's over, right? Yeah. That's one of the most iconic lines because of Vince Carter and Kenny Smith. Love that guy. He jumped over a man. Remember that clip? He jumped over a man
in the Olympics. I remember that, and that's the argument that's hard to overcome. You know what I mean? Like, as much as you want to say Jordan, or a lot of people would, including myself, that Olympic dunk is like, that's tough. You know what I mean? Like, it's just hard to top that. So that's a great point and great list. And I want to get to. Oh, go ahead.
I'll say something quick first. Yep. Vince Carter, he was doing crazy dunks when he was like 41 still, 42. He had hops when he was younger.
True.
So it's just still the craziest thing to me. Vince Carter doing between the leg dunks at 41 was wild to me. I didn't think that was possible for someone like him.
Yeah. Nah, great point. And we're gonna get to some of your honorable mentions, but Diego, man, what do you think of this list? Would you have anything different? You don't have to give us a full list, but just what's your take on the list, man?
I think it's a good list. What was the guy's name at number 4?
DJ Stevens.
Yeah, that was crazy. Those 5 highlights I saw that showed me all I need to know. He's the top forever. So I agree. I think Ja is an honorable mention.
Oh yeah.
I think you had that.
I'll put him in the list.
Yeah. We'll have to get to his honorable mentions too.
Yeah, Ja. Man, I had one other guy. Mac McClung.
Yes.
Oh yeah. He's good.
For sure.
He's gotta be in the conversation. So Ja, Mac McClung, definitely the 5 guys you had. So
yeah,
those are some of mine.
Yeah. Matt McClung, he just has that. He has that extra second or half a second compared to these guys because they can all hang. But Matt McClung could just hang for that extra half a second. That just makes it pretty ridiculous. He can sit there and think about what he wants to do. But who were your 5 honorable mentions, Silas?
Well, number 1 for me was Aaron Gordon. He definitely has to be on that list.
Gordon,
he was robbed so many times. He's one of just the best dunkers I've seen. He's just phenomenal. Number 2 for me, though, Jason Richardson.
Ooh,
I'm a Warriors fan. Okay.
I don't know about it.
And Jason Richardson, for me, is one of the greater dunkers of all time.
Yeah.
So he definitely deserves that nod.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me is Julius Erving. He was such a great dunker in the 70s.
The doctor.
He was definitely that guy in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see clips of him gliding through the air doing the craziest dunks.
Yes.
And doing that in the 70s, some may consider that witchcraft,
Mm-hmm.
Some people would be shocked to see that,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's so good.
That there. And his hands were so, he was like Jordan with the huge hands and could palm the ball and do so much in the air. Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah.
Number 4 for me, Gerald Green. This guy was so good at dunking, dude.
Yeah.
His in-game dunks were crazy. He was doing windmills. His head was way above the rim every single time.
Yep.
He played with 9 fingers too, I believe. He didn't have everything. Wow. He's definitely one of the top dunkers in my opinion.
Okay.
The number 5, maybe a shock. I was considering maybe, Spider Webb, maybe, give me Nate Robinson. Okay.
Yeah.
My reason for Nate Robinson. Oh yeah, go on there.
No, I was gonna say I think he won 3, but no, go ahead. I mean to cut you off.
3 in a row,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nate won 3 in a row. He wasn't. it wasn't like something like his dunks weren't like Zach LaVine or like Vince Carter, right?
Right.
But he was so small, right? So him going and dunking that good at that height was simply amazing to me. And the reason he's in my honorable mentions because he won 3 straight, right?
Yeah.
He won 3 straight. And sometimes in this, it's not about dunking, it's about getting the accolades of winning that award, right?
Right. Right.
So you got to consider that, definitely.
Yeah. You definitely have.
Yeah, that's my list.
Definitely.
Some may be controversial, but
Yeah.
I like being controversial.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great list. We've got some comments here, so definitely want to get to these, and then Diego, I want to get to some of your guys that we may not be thinking about. So I know you already mentioned Ja, I believe. So yeah, would love to see him in the dunk contest. Clearly, but let's get to one. So Sharush said Drew Holiday is playing. Yeah, Pacers is good.
You're done. 4 games. Bring out the brooms.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough, but man. Nah, thanks for the update on that. Brandon's top 5. So he's got Jordan 1, Dr. J 2, Dominique 3, Vince Carter 4, and Zion 5.
Yeah, I was thinking about Zion too.
Yeah,
I just thought of him. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Zion's a great dunker, but I don't think he has reached top 5 yet for me.
I don't think he's top 5, but I think he's very good dunker though.
Man, it would be amazing if we could get Zion and Ja in the dunk contest, and then
Ant too. Don't forget about Ant.
Yeah, that's right. Ant now. Yeah, definitely Ant.
I forgot about him to put my mentions, dude.
Oh yeah. So honorable mentions: LeBron, Jason Richardson, Zach LaVine, David Thompson. My goodness. Yeah, David Thompson for sure.
That guy could jump.
David Thompson's ridiculous. Shout out to NC State.
Nuggets, dude.
And then Clyde Drexler, Clyde the Glide was the man there. Man, LeBron. The only thing about LeBron, we gotta take a bunch of points away because he never got in the freaking dunk contest, man. They begged him to get in the contest for years and years and years.
LeBron only has that one dunk. Like he doesn't have a dunk bag.
Yeah, he
has that like windmill. Well,
but then the thing that's aggravating is, in warm-ups and whatnot, he'd be putting on the dunk contest back in the day. So that was definitely aggravating. They never got in. Would have loved to have seen him get in there. And a lot of your greats did. Like Kobe got in it that one year and won it, won it with his shooting shirt on. So that was pretty nasty. But these are some good names. Anybody else, Diego, that we're not thinking of?
I think that's all I got. Yeah,
I love seeing David Thompson on here because I definitely should not have forgotten about him. That's a great one, Brandon. We appreciate that. Yeah, love that. We'll have to keep that conversation going. So, Silas, we won't bring it up now, but it's so funny, man. You were digging into the old Pick'em Pros archives because a lot of you may not know, man. We've been at this for over 2 years. So this is what May 26, 2024. We started like January of 2022. So, this has almost been 2.5 years. And, Diego's 14 now. He was 11, turning 12 when we started. And Diego did we're not going to show it now, but Diego had a top 10 players of all time list. That was pretty good. That he put together. Now, we'd love to get, don't tell us now. This will be another segment that we'll do later. But we'll have to get your revised top 10 of all time list.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
I definitely want to see
a little higher. That was before Curry won the 4 championships. So that changes things.
That's right. What'd you say, Silas?
I want to see Diego's new top 10, man. I'm really excited for that one.
Yeah, definitely have to get that in. It's funny because I did one as well, and I have to go back and dust that. I don't remember what all I did there. We had a lot of cool lists, man. We had top 10 players of all time. The really good one that we had was didn't we do Diego? But we didn't make as big of a deal out of it. The top was it 10 3-point shooters of all time? I think we
did.
Yeah, because we revealed that while we were golfing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did that on the golf course. But yeah, we had our top 10 3-point shooters. And I know mine was a little more controversial because everyone would just put Steph number one without blinking. And I didn't have him one because I was basing it off of contested threes, clutch threes. So it was a little more of a different measurement because I feel like Steph, if he's open, best ever. It's not even a question. But if it's like a last second, slightly contested.
If you look at the from the last 2 years, all the clutch threes that he's made, he's actually put up a lot more clutch threes since then. If you dig deep, even this year, this year alone, he hit tons of clutch threes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got.
Who was your one, Dirk?
My one was Larry Bird.
Larry Legend. Oh yeah.
Larry Legend. If there's one guy I need to make a three, it would be Larry Bird. Now it's funny if we're going to draw a comparison. Now, if we're just going clutch, so that would probably be even a better one. And it's for the same reasons because they just have the same, nastiness to them. I'd put Luka there, like when we all knew, right? And Luka doesn't shoot a high 3-point percentage. He's a little more of a volume guy. But when Luka shook free from Gobert last night, was there any doubt that was going in?
I could even see when he got the ball, I knew it was about to.
I knew
don't let this happen. I could see it before it happened.
There was zero doubt. I was like, dang. That's why I was up there yelling. I was like, don't foul him or just move out. Push him. Gobert should have pushed him in the back into the paint.
Don't even get me started with that Gobert decision. Oh my word! Why would they have Gobert in the game?
Oh man, yeah, we're gonna be ruined out for a while. Oh man, but hey, that's the joy of it, man. That's the joy of it. So good stuff. Now this is fun, man. Fun talking hoops with you, man. We'll definitely have to get some more together. So next week is gonna be fire, man. Again, our folks are gonna be in town, fresh from Dallas. We'll see where the series is at that time, as we'll be coming at you Saturday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, and we'll get into it. It's gonna be an awesome show. All right. Well, hey man, y'all ready to go ahead and sign off?
Let's do it.
All right, Larry. Let me get the outro here. We're gonna do it together, Silas. Man, you'll stay on and help us throw up the deuces and send everybody out. Enjoy family, enjoy sports. Love all the conversation, man. Keep it coming. Really appreciate it. Shout out to the Mavs fans, man. 99% have just been awesome, and we've been going back. All love, all fun. So we really appreciate the support there. Hey, until next time, we'll see y'all. Enjoy these games. We are out. Pick 'em pros.
Pick 'em pros.
Later, fellas.